Good morning, Soul Family. We've had some heavy rain. We had some slow, steady, and then we had heavy clearing, which is beautiful. It's a fresh day. We're feeling better, right? We're feeling better. We've gone to visit a couple kitties, and we're going to go visit them again today and tomorrow, and then by Monday make our decision if we're going to bring somebody home with us. And it's my Uncle Phil's birthday on Saturday, so happy birthday, Uncle Phil. I dreamed that I was going home to Wisconsin. Actually, my mom in my dream said, I think it's time we went back to Wisconsin. And I said, really? I was so excited. And then I said, oh, Dad probably wouldn't like it. It's probably snowing by now. And she said, oh, it would only be snowing a little bit. So interesting, you know. And then I talked to my best friend this morning, and she's on her way to Green Bay. And I said, is it snowing? And she said, no. We had a little bit, but no, it's 30 degrees. And so I don't know who I was watching, but it's just probably me always wanting to be home, you know, and my Uncle Phil's birthday and Christmas coming, and anyway, distance makes the heart grow fonder and fonder, and I sure miss my family. So I hope you guys are doing great, and we're gonna get rolling right away. We're gonna do the choices again because everyone likes it, and it's good. It gives us options and has you works with your intuition. So we're gonna work from one spot. One is gonna be the silver key. What does that key lock in your life? What does it unlock? Key to someone's heart, key to your potential, key to success, key to your spirituality. The oyster shell reminding you that you are a pearl of fine worth. Or the laser-like quartz crystal taking you to other dimensions, reminding you that there's a promise of good things after a storm with the rainbow in it. Or the solid foundation, this big, beautiful sea stone that holds it all together. You want everything built on a solid foundation. Nothing's going to last if it's not built on a solid foundation, and it's the color of healing and love and growth. So those are your 4 items: the silver key, the oyster shell, the laser-like quartz, and the sea stone. We'll just call it the sea stone foundation. I don't know what else to call it. It's beautiful though. The healing foundation. Ooh, I think I see an animal in it. Let me look and see what I can see in this stone. I like this stone. It feels really good, you know. I'm into rocks. I'm into stone. I feel like I see an animal here. See the nose? And this is like a whisker. And this is the eye. This is a cat. This is a cat stone. Interesting. This is an ear. And this is within it. This is a cat from the stars. The silver key. This is my answer. This is who's coming home. This is the silver cat. The silver cat. And I said he looks like an alien with his big blue eyes. And there's his whisker. And he feels right. So this is the silver cat. We'll call this the silver cat stone. Okay, so those are the items, you guys. So we're going to start, let me see, let's assign these to people. So the silver cat is water signs. Silver cat stone, water signs. Air stones, air will be the laser-like quartz. Fire will be the key, the silver key. And earth will be the oyster shell. All right, we're rolling. So we start with the silver cat, the alien, the special cat. Look at his eye. And his ears made of a shell. Oh, I love this. This is very cool. So we'll start with that, which is water signs. And we're going to be working, I guess, for you guys with the Crystal Oracle. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. What is a message that's going to be most applicable for the most amount of people that shows the silver cat stone? You know, I've got a very creative eye, but I don't know if you guys can see all that I see. I mean, I see it clearly. The nose, cute little nose, whiskers, the eyes, the ear of the shell. right? And the key is remembering their self-worth and remembering where they came from the stars. And they are backed with protection, and they've got adventure here surrounding them. Oh, there's so many messages that are coming to me in this. Correct for neutrality on all levels. You can find messages in everything, you know? You can pick up something and see something in it. That's how I read. That's how I read messages from Spirit. It just gave me a message. I mean, I know that there are 2 cats that I want to bring home. I want them both. The little girl and that little boy. I know that that little boy is reaching out to me. I know, because the connection was there. I want them both. We'll see. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For water signs, what is the most applicable message? Labradorite. Ooh! I love Labradorite. Oh, can you see what I see? Can you see what I see? Do you see the great horned owl? And the dove on the side? Oh my gosh, I'm seeing 2 things right away. So here's the owl's horns, the great horned owl, right? And there he is sitting there on the tree. And there's the dove. You can see a little beak right here, the eye. This is the body, tail coming down. And yet, now I look at it, and this is a cat sitting there looking over at this little dove. Wow! I love that. So, the message is the great horned owl. See past the illusion, see past through the deception. Pay attention to your higher self, your vision, your dreams. Your dreams are giving you important messages at this time. There's a rainbow going right through the heart of this one. You see that? That's incredible. So the dove represents peace, taking a breath, relaxing. It talks about soulmate connections as well. So many messages coming forward with the great horned owl. The owl says that you will have wisdom brought to you, and it will come to you very easily. You don't have to go killing yourself looking for it. It will come. Just allow. So the message from Labradorite is telling you that you're going to see that there's a particular situation in your life, and it's causing you concern. It's preventing you from moving forward. But the reason that you're not moving forward is fear. And when you realize that the reason you're not moving forward is because of fear, that in itself is the first step. By acknowledging that you have this fear, you're going to be able to rise above it, because you will understand that fear is not real. That's why the owl says, see past the deception. It's an illusion. Pay attention to the dove and take a breath and realize that peace can descend upon you in this situation as you look and understand that there's more visible. Soon you're not going to fear. You're not going to allow it to get in your way and stop you. And you're going to start moving forward quickly. Like the cat, you're going to run and leap. Like the owl and like the dove, you're going to fly free. And you're going to realize as you begin to achieve goals, once again, you're going to understand that you have the ability to telepathically communicate with others. And with that telepathic communication, you can cause positive change. That's what that great horned owl is saying. You're going to realize that good things are going to come after a difficult time of your life. You can speak to others on a telepathic level. Reach them. Communicate with them. And influence events positively. So bring your focus in. It is possible for all of us to telepathically and energetically connect with everyone and anyone, because it's energy. It's like the freaking radio. And when you understand this, you're going to gain insight. And it's going to bring your attention. It's going to bring your focus back to what's important, what's good for everyone involved, including myself. This is a beautiful time for you to realize that I can connect and influence situations. I can bring peace to a situation. I can resolve situations. I can help move forward. I can get excitement going. I can allow people to know that I'm thinking of them and that I love them and that I'm here to support them and that they're safe. I can do that. And I can feel that coming from them too. This is a really exciting time. Spirit says, be careful what you do with the gifts that you have, though. Don't abuse it. Remember, everything that you do, it's all about love. And it's about what is the greatest for all concerned. So start practicing using your powers of intellect and connection. Start talking to the people that you're drawn to. Start talking. Who is it that you're thinking about right now that you wish that you could communicate with? And what would you say to them? Tell them right now in their heart, in your heart. Tell them to reach into their heart and realize, you know what, you're safe. Take a breath. You need to relax. Good things are coming now. The difficult times are over. I hear you. I saw you turn around and look at me. Look at the eyes here. Look at this, you guys. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this like I'm seeing it. This eye, this nose. This one has turned around and looked at me. There's a rainbow. Follow that rainbow to your pot of gold. This is a soulmate connection. This is the dove of peace, and it's right next to you. Your best friend is right next to you. You are loved. You are safe. And I think about that song. I gotta look up the lyrics. Hold on. When you looked back over your shoulder, it's like that little cat in the I went to look at the 3 different cats, and I kept saying they have to choose me, right? They have to connect with me. And I wanted them to look at me, and they didn't look. The first two. I understand that they were very, very afraid, but so was he. He was terrified, the boy. And I talked to him, and when I stopped talking and I took my hand away, he turned and he looked over his shoulder at me. So this song, Say You Won't Let Go. I met you in the dark. You lit me up. You made me feel as though I was enough. We danced the night away. We drank too much. I held your hair back when you were throwing up. Think about it symbolically. Then you smiled over your shoulder. For a minute, I was stone cold sober. I pulled you closer to my chest. You asked me to stay over, and I said, I already told you, I think you should get some rest. I knew I loved you then, but you'd never know, because I played it cool when I was scared of letting go. I knew I needed you, but I never showed. But I want to stay with you until we're gray and old. Say you won't let go. That little cat wanted me to stay with him, but he was so scared, but he looked over his shoulder. So I am communicating with someone else right now. I'm being talked to by my little Lily, who's over the Rainbow Bridge, guiding me to this one. Do you see these blue eyes right here, looking back? This is an example for you, how Spirit speaks to me, and how you can speak to the ones in Spirit. This little dove here is my Lily. This is my mother. This is the Rainbow Bridge. And that little silver cat was looking over its shoulder, looking back at me, afraid to say anything but wanting so badly for me not to leave it. Say you won't let go. That's a message. It's a beautiful message. How does it apply in your life? I'm not going to go into detail for different signs today. That's it. That's it for water signs. Then we're going to go to air signs. Or, who did we say the air signs were? The laser light quartz. For those who chose, this is the color of the cat's eyes, by the way, and they look like laser light quartz. So for those who chose the laser light quartz, we're going to go to the animal tarot. Or air signs. The animal tarot, air signs, or laser light quartz. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Air signs, laser light quartz. What is your message that's most applicable to the most amount of people? Unity. Oh, I love this. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so the number 5 says there's a significant change taking place in your life at this time. You're looking at these 3. These 2 in frozen emotion, but there's an aurora borealis behind them, and they're looking to this one. I feel as though this is one guiding someone in spirit with the white butterfly of transformation. I do believe that. To me, they're looking up to this one. This one is a mentor. It's speaking about that, but I feel as though also this represents someone in your life in spirit that's guiding you. They have already transformed. They're already in spirit, which is denoted by this white butterfly. So right now, there is someone coming to you and speaking to you. That is a message. Have you been thinking about somebody that is in spirit? Have you wondered if they are hearing you or remembering you? This is a message that yes, they have. What does a white butterfly signify? I already know, but I want to make sure I don't miss anything. It signifies the soul of a departed one. I knew that. It means that angels are watching over you and that you are being protected. And when a white butterfly crosses your path or enters your home, it brings good fortune. And that you will have good to come in your life. This is another rainbow. This is, again, my mother, my cat, my Lily, telling me, I hear you. Someone this morning wrote to me, was thinking about their father and wondering if he remembered her. And this is your message. Yes, he's reaching out to you. This is someone that's your guide in spirit. They're coming to you from spirit and letting you know, I am on the other side. I'm happy and I am watching out for you. You're safe. This could be now, you see 3 full circle completion, right? This is a part of your life that has ended. But there's a new part coming, a beautiful part coming forward. You have guidance in spirit, but spirit's saying you now may also move forward and be a guide to another. And here you have little ones looking up to you. It doesn't have to be children. It doesn't have to be, it can be people that are less experienced. And it doesn't even have to be that you know it all. You have something, some knowledge to impart to help another. It might be that you're being asked to look for a teacher, look for a mentor. It's also asking you, the color white animals are sacred animals, all of them. They're very rare. They're dangerous. It's dangerous for them because they stand out, right? So they must be protected. They're very, very sacred. So it's telling you it's time for you to join a group, unity. It's about coming together with people like you. It's time for you to make sure that you are reaching out for your soul family. These look like the same type, right? Because they're the same animal. But they may not be the same family. It's about spiritual growth. It's also about maybe difficult cold conditions that you've been living in, right? What do you need to do in order to survive a cold environment? You reach out. You get yourself out of a place of solitary confinement, out of the cold. You reach for the warmth. And that is by communicating and connecting with others like you. This will help you grow. It'll help you. Spirit wants you to embrace others and allow others to embrace you. Polar bears, they speak about solitude and introspection, but they're also very, very loving for the younger ones. So they speak of compassion. So it's good to go in and have your time, your times of observation, your times of introspection. But it's also important that you come out and socialize with the ones like you. Polar bears are very, very intelligent and they are very adaptable to the surroundings. So again, for you, Spirit's saying, we're asking for you to be flexible. We're asking for you to keep your mind open, adjust so that you're able to adjust to things that happen. Flexible, adaptable. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart. This is about withstanding challenges, persevering, enduring, living in conditions that might show you a black and white approach, right? It's either left or right. What do you need to do? There's so many messages that come forward with this card. But the number 5 is there's a significant change that is occurring, and it's always for the better. So call upon Spirit to help guide you. Call upon your team, your spiritual team. Who do you think of when it first comes to mind? When you think of one who's gone into spirit that would be reaching out to you, who is it that you think of? That is the one you need to speak to. Help me. Who knows you better than that one? You don't have to be out in the cold. Allow yourself to be embraced and reach out. I love this card. I love this card. Who was that? Air signs? I freaking love that. Makes sense, air signs, because it's about communication and speech. I love that. Fire signs, or for those who chose the silver key. The key to success, the key to happiness, the key to the loved one's heart, the key to your spiritual growth, the key to ascension. Oh, the key to friendship. Oh gosh, I want to go home to Wisconsin and meet my family. I really do. Correct for neutrality. The key to a motorhome. How about that? All right, what's our message? 5 of summer. Again, the number 5, a significant change. Now look at it. It's like what we've been having lately, the rain. And interesting. My friend Caitlin said to me that she was given a sunflower. We've been talking about sunflowers, but these I think are daisies. Daisies are the Aries flower, which is interesting because this is fire signs. Daisies are the hippie flower, the happy flower. They're the color of the divine masculine. And the dragonfly, remembering your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. See through the illusion. Fly over your emotional waters. You can do that. The number 5, again, changes, right? It's about paying attention to your emotions. You see a lot of rain, so there could be heavy emotion right now. Changes that are happening. How do you deal with the situations that are going on? Are you looking at life in a negative way? Are you looking at life as half empty? Or do you look at the cup half full? And do you see the positive in the changes? If you focus on the negative, it's going to make things worse. And then depression can set in, and it's much more difficult for you to recover. But if you focus on the fact that you are so loved, Spirit loves you, and we have the highest of intentions for you. We want you to rise above. You can recover, you will recover, and you will move forward. I've gone through a difficult time. I lost my baby girl. It was excruciating. It still is. It comes in waves, right? But I'm going to focus on the positive. And I know she's in spirit. She's already shown up to me several times. And she's with my mom, and that's what I needed to know. I trust that. So we focus on the positive, and we look forward, and we have to take care of the ones that are here. Like, I got to take care of this one who's so missing her and lonely, right? And me. So we think about moving forward, and we focus on the happiness. And we make our difficulties easier to handle so that we can move onward and upward. Focus on the positive in every situation that we have. The dragonflies are very, very special. I have dragonflies featured on my patio. I've got a pink one over there, and I've got a blue one on this side here, the turquoise blue one. They've always been very magical to me. When I first came to Canyon Lake, I had a little cove that I was able to get to, and I named it Dreaming with Dragonflies Cove. Dragonflies are a mixture of many things. They live partially in the water and partially in the air, which talks about the ability to mix with your emotions, also your higher self. Their flying ability is incredible, because they're like a hummingbird, how they can go forward and they can go backwards and they can remain in that same pattern, that holding pattern, right? They can go reverse, backtrack, upwards, downwards, sideways, and so can we. So we want to be able to focus on the fact that, you know what, if something is not good for us where we're at, we can reverse. We can kick it into reverse and back out of there. We can fly up and above it and over it. If we have to come to a halt but keep ourselves moving, we can come to a stationary position and hover until we can figure out where we're meant to go and then move up. We can do whatever we set our minds to. We are capable. We are magical. So focus on the positive. Focus on the highest intentions for yourself and say, I am recovering. I am recovering from whatever it is that I'm dealing with. I am moving forward and onward. Remember, 3 days after Lily went, I said, today's the day things get better. 3 days. It's interesting. It was 3 days after Jesus passed that he was resurrected. 3 days, full circle completion. 3 is a very significant number. 3 is a very powerful number. 3, it keeps coming up right now. So 3 and 5 is 8, which means you are infinitely supplied. The Ascended Masters is number 3 as well. It's a very holy number. It's a celestial number. The Trinity, mind, body, spirit, right? Our Father, His Son, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people don't believe in the Bible. So in angel numbers, I believe in angels. Angel numbers, the number 3 is associated with communication, feeling, self-expression, adventure, creativity, humor, all the things needed to move forward, especially if we're going through a difficult time. If you see the number 3, it's a significant sign that the angels are trying to get your attention. Why do I keep coming to the number 3 when we're looking at 5? I don't know. That's just how Spirit works with me. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3. I don't know. I just am. It's been brought up for a reason, and I'm just rolling with it. The number 3 wants you to know that your prayers have been heard and that you need to have faith. Because your dreams and your goals, they're going to be manifested. They will. You need to trust the abilities that you have and know that you've been blessed with gifts by Spirit. You are supported and loved by Spirit always, and we don't need to be disappointed in whatever mishaps or mistakes happen in our life. It encourages us to be sociable and try to communicate as much as we can with ones that are like us, with our friends, in order to keep the joy alive. It helps us grow emotionally. We're to be self-confident and communicate with others. If Spirit has been giving you the number 3, it's repeatedly been coming to you, you have the ability to communicate well. So in order to unlock the abilities that you have, move forward, set new goals, acknowledge that you have been heard and answered. Acknowledge the abundance that's on its way for you. The number 3 represents the angelic realm. Confirmation that Spirit is all around you, that you have no reason to feel alone or in fear. And the purpose of the number 3 is to help us gain wisdom to reach our goals when we're needing, when we're in times of need, and the ones around us are. To remember to communicate, to remember to be spontaneous, to remember to look for the fun, the happiness, the growth, to bring us closer to our purpose. Because the number 3, it actually represents all of Spirit combined. The number of growth, that's probably why I'm seeing the number 3, because of the sun. Without the sun, nothing would grow. The sun causes everything to grow. I love it. I love it. I don't know. That's interesting how 3 came out like that. I love that. That was beautiful. So, for earth signs, or for those who chose this beautiful, what is it? The oyster shell, reminding us of our worth. That we are a pearl of fine value. And also reminding us to take nothing less than the pearl of fine value. Correct for neutrality. It's about not settling, ever. Why would you? We should never settle. I love how the number 3 came out for me. Number 3 has been very, very significant for me. As of late, I don't know, it's just been, it has always been for me. It's also another message I'm just getting. It has something to do with the female energy. It's a very strong number when it comes to the divine feminine. It's about, I just remember that the number 3 vibrates to our goddess energy. Playful, spontaneous, expressive. It creates an environment where things can thrive and blossom. So it's the divine feminine. It's like the Empress number, right? The number 3. My hands are prickling right now. The expression of our wisdom. Mastering the number 3 is understanding every move that we make with our body. Every time we make or avoid eye contact with someone that we're talking to. Every time we move our hands when we speak. Every time we stand waiting and we have our shoulders hunched. We're supposed to push out our solar plexus instead. Solar, the sun of our sun, the area of self-worth. Every time we get down on the floor to play with a child, we bring out our mothering, loving, nurturing energy. Every time we might be standing out in the corner by ourselves and we have a place of fear, we focus on the divine feminine, number 3, our expression of our divine feminine. When we should be strong, excited, and expressive. If we're feeling unconsciously expressive, but we're not. When we start to mimic others because we're not feeling our own self-worth. The number 3 is very, very powerful. Strong, powerful number going into the divine goddess. That just had to come out. Sorry. I don't say I'm sorry. Why do I say I'm sorry? That was helpful. Okay. It's interesting. The people with the number 3 are people who are entertainers, social people, performers, and the ones that are attracted to them. They're mimics a lot of time. Correct for neutrality on all levels. We don't want to mimic others. We want to stand on our own. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the oyster, it's such a beautiful shell. This shell has rainbows in it. The color, it's so soft. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It looks like the color of that little silver cat. Correct for neutrality on all levels. If it was a boy, I'd call her Shelly. Okay. Earth, or the oyster people. This is the coloring he has. 10 of spring. So 10 is an ending of something. Okay? One door closes, another opens. Now you see this dog. This is a St. Bernard. This is a rescue dog. So someone's coming to the rescue. Who is it? Is it Spirit? Or Spirit asking you to come to the rescue of yourself? Or is there someone coming forward because you've been working far too hard? If you're out in the snow, you're out in the cold. Have you been pushed out in the cold? Do you feel like you're out in the cold? Have you kept yourself out in the cold because you've been working? Have you been putting your work in front of self-care, in front of relationships, in front of the people in your life? All I know is the number 10 says that's enough. The number 10 says stop. This is overwork. This is bringing a balance back. So Spirit is coming to the rescue and saying you need a drink of warm tea, right? You need something to warm your body up. You need to come back in out of the cold. If you have kept yourself out in the cold, there's a warm house waiting for you, wanting, reaching out and loving you. It also may be telling you you need to reach out for help from other people. Delegate authority. Take some time to play in the snow instead of feeling out in the cold. Stress is going to become overwhelming. You don't want to end up with a heart attack. You don't want to end up with tension in your back and neck. You know, when people don't stop working, they end up getting the flu or pulling a muscle or something like that, a migraine, because Spirit is finally making their body stop them. And you don't want to have to stop for that reason. You want to stop before. You want to stop for happy reasons, not unhappy reasons. You don't want to have an anxiety attack because you're overwhelmed, right? But the St. Bernard, he's taking too much on. Even though this is a strong animal, can carry a lot, you're taking too much on. You can't take the weight of the world on your shoulders. Are you carrying everyone in this house on your back? Are you carrying the weight of the world on yourself? And you're out in the cold. You're not getting the love and attention and care that you need. You should be in by that fire, warm. But you're so loyal and dedicated and honorable. But Spirit says we recognize that in you and we love you for that. But it's time for you to allow that for yourself. So please reach out to others to help delegate. Ask Spirit to help bring what you need to you and make it easier on you so you don't have to work so hard. So that you have time, if you've lost someone, to mourn their loss. If you're missing someone, to go see your family. Help me, Father. Help me, angels. Bring me the finances I need so that I can see my family, so I don't have to work so hard. I'm asking for you to delegate the authority to others. I know I deserve it. I'm worthy of it. And if you don't know that you're worthy of this, we're telling you that you are. It's time for you to bring some balance back into your life because we don't want your health to be damaged. St. Bernards, they're such beautiful, happy dogs. I remember when I was a little girl in Canada, right before I moved to the United States, I was in 6th grade. My friend had 2 St. Bernard puppies. God, they were beautiful. They have a history of helping people in need. They worked in the Swiss mountains, do you know that, with the monks. They were bred to be strong, and they have a very strong sense of smell, and they could sniff out people that needed their help. And the descendants of the ones who no longer work for the monks, but are employed in other places, they're there to entertain and play with visitors. But they're a symbol of getting help from others and finding enjoyment in your life for both things, right? For yourself and for other people. They're beautiful, they're soft, they're loving, they're gentle, they're strong. But they can't carry the weight of the world on their back. They need love too. They need a lot of food to keep them going. And food is your spiritual food, and food is friendship, and food is fun, and food is what makes you feel good, and they need a soft, warm bed, and they need a nice burning fire. They are not to be kept out in the cold. They are to be rewarded for all that they've put in, and so are you. So allow that cold chapter of your life to end and embrace the warmth. Give somebody else an opportunity to be helpful too. Delegate, delegate, delegate. It's not all about you being the king of the castle and having to multitask. Don't make yourself a martyr. No one's asking for that. We all deserve help and we all deserve to be helped. So embrace that. This is a very grounded working energy. It's about getting grounded right now. It's about being balanced. I'm looking at the end of his ear. It looks like a Santa hat with a little bobble on the edge of it, right? Give yourself a little warm hat. You deserve it. I love you. I love you for all the work that you've done. I love you for all that you give of yourself. I love that you put yourself last and other people first. But I don't want you to do that anymore. I want you to recognize that there's a time and a place, and we don't always have to be put last. You're such a good dog. Dog represents friend, best friend, loyalty, protection. And you deserve it too.